Okay, so let's talk about a word problem when it comes to solving equations that deals with distance and motion. So this is kind of one of those problems that you hear about, this car goes off in this direction for this many hours, this car goes off in this direction, how far apart are they, or that kind of thing. I'm sure you've heard of them before. So let's take a look at this specific example and see if we can hash it out. So it says two cars leave the same place at the same time, one going east and the other going west. The eastbound car averages 40 miles an hour, while the westbound car averages 50 miles per hour. In how many hours will they be 300 miles apart? So I think when it comes to these problems, sometimes it might make it a little bit easier to maybe draw a picture of what's going on. All right, so let's say here's our starting point. All right, and I'm not the best artist here, but here's my little car. All right, so here's car number 2. All right, car number 1, car number 2. They're going in opposite directions here. So they're starting, bam, right over there. So one car is going east, one car is going west. I think I pointed in the totally wrong directions there. But one of them is going 40 miles an hour. So let's just say this one's going 40 miles an hour. This one's going 50 miles an hour. They're going to go off into different directions. And we want to know how many hours is it going to take them. So let's say here to get 300 miles apart. So they're going to go off until they get to this magic distance here of 300 miles apart. Now, in order for this problem to also make a little bit more sense, what we need to know is the distance formula. Distance is equal to rate times time. So this is the formula that we definitely need to know in order to do this problem here. So we are actually solving for distance, right? So this wants us to know, actually here, we're solving for time. So in how many hours will they be 300 miles apart? Now we know our distance. That is, one of the things we do know as part of this formula here. So we know that our distance is going to be 300 miles. All right, so let's see. So we can plug in 300 for distance, and what we need to figure out is the rate in the time over here. But over this span of this distance of 300 miles that we have to factor in, this car, and then we need to factor in this car over here. So however long this car took to drive this amount, and however long it took this car, at its speed to drive this amount on this side over here. So we need to take both of these pieces of information for car 1 and car 2 and kind of put them together to equal that 300 miles. Now, what that actually looks like as far as setting up an equation in order to solve this here. So our equation is distance is equal to rate times time. We know our distance is 300, right? Our rate times our time, because we have two different cars that we're talking about, we need to consider the rate in the time of car 1, rate in the time of car 2. And both of those together makes up the 300 miles. So rate is the speed, right? So the speed of first car was 40. Time, we have no idea. Right, that's what we're solving for. We're solving for how many hours. We're solving for the time. So car 1 went 40 miles an hour for however many hours, plus car 2 went 50 miles an hour for however many hours here. And together, their distances or their speeds and their times together make up the 300. So our formula for this one here is 300 is equal to the 40t plus 50t. Speed of one car times time, which we're solving, plus speed of car 2 times their time. So solve this equation here. 40t plus 50t is equal to 90t. That's equal to 300. So divide both sides by 90 here. So I'm pulling out my handy dandy calculator here in order to do this. So 300 divided by 90. So let's see, I'm getting 3.33333333 is equal to our time. Now, time here is represented in hours. So this is 3 1/3 hour is what that is. So which essentially is 3 hours and 20 minutes. So depending on how your answer needs to be stated, whether it's a decimal, a mixed number, or an actual minutes and hours here. So 3 1/3 hour, that's how many hours it took them to get 300 miles apart.